Did you know that 93% of communication is non-verbal? It's true. Our words are just the tip of the iceberg. As a leader, understanding the hidden messages in body language, facial expressions, and vocal cues can give you a serious edge. Surprisingly, most people miss these crucial signals. A study from UCLA found that only 7% of communication is based on the actual words we say. Imagine walking into a meeting and instantly knowing who's on your side and who's not, just by reading their body language. Picture understanding your team's true feelings, even when they say everything's fine. These skills aren't just nice to have, they're essential. In this video, we'll uncover the secrets to reading people like a pro. You'll learn how to decode micro-expressions, master body language, and interpret vocal cues. We'll dive into the subtle power of silence and show you how to read situational behavior. By the end, you'll be equipped with the skills every leader needs to connect, understand, and lead effectively. Ready to unlock these powerful skills? Let's get started. 1. The eyes habit. Decoding micro-expressions. Reading micro-expressions is like peeking into someone's soul. These fleeting facial movements can reveal a lot about what a person truly feels. Paul Ekman, a pioneer in this field, found that these expressions last only a fraction of a second. But in that brief moment, they can convey a wealth of information. Imagine you're in a meeting, and someone flashes a quick look of disdain. It's so fast you almost miss it. But if you catch it, you know there's an issue. Ekman's research shows that micro-expressions are universal. Whether you're in New York or Tokyo, these tiny signals mean the same thing. To get better at spotting them, practice is key. Try watching videos of people and pause to study their expressions. Over time, you'll get faster at recognizing these brief flashes of emotion. One fascinating fact: studies reveal that people who are good at reading micro-expressions have stronger relationships. This makes sense because they're better at understanding others' true feelings. In leadership, this skill can be a game changer. It helps you gauge if your team is on board with your ideas. You can also detect if someone is uncomfortable or stressed. For instance, during a presentation, a quick furrow of the brow might mean confusion. Address it immediately, and you'll keep everyone on track. Micro-expressions can also reveal deception. Research by Ekman found that people often show micro-expressions of fear when lying. So, if you spot a flash of fear, dig deeper into what's being said. But remember, don't jump to conclusions. Use these signals as a prompt to ask more questions. A practical strategy is to start with the basics. Focus on the eyes, eyebrows, and mouth. These areas are the most expressive. With time, you'll notice patterns and become more intuitive. According to the book, Emotions Revealed, by Ekman, training your brain to catch these subtle cues can sharpen your emotional intelligence. And as a leader, that's a priceless asset. 2. Body language mastery, beyond words. Body language speaks louder than words. Over 55% of communication is non-verbal, according to psychologist Albert Mehrabian. So, if you're only listening to what's said, you're missing a huge part of the message. Understanding body language can help you read a room and make better decisions. Start with posture. Someone standing tall with open gestures is likely confident and engaged. On the flip side, crossed arms and slouched shoulders can signal discomfort or resistance. Pay attention to these cues during meetings to gauge the room's vibe. This can help you adjust your approach on the fly. Gestures are another goldmine of information. For example, touching one's face or neck often indicates anxiety or doubt. In contrast, steepling fingers can signal confidence and authority. Noticing these subtleties can guide your interactions. If someone shows signs of anxiety, offer reassurance. If they seem confident, it might be a good time to delegate responsibility. Mirroring is a fascinating aspect of body language. When people subconsciously mimic each other's gestures, it indicates rapport. You can use this to your advantage. Subtly mirror your team's body language to build connection and trust. But be careful, it should feel natural, not forced. This technique is highlighted in the book, The Like Switch, by Jack Schafer. Another important area is personal space. Edward T. Hall's theory of proxemics outlines different zones of personal space. Standing too close can make people uncomfortable, while too far can seem distant and disengaged. Finding the right balance is crucial. In leadership, respecting personal space fosters a comfortable and productive environment. Eye contact is also powerful. Maintaining good eye contact shows confidence and attentiveness. However, too much can feel intimidating, and too little can seem disinterested. The sweet spot is maintaining eye contact for about 60–70% of the conversation, according to a study by the University of Michigan. Finally, pay attention to the legs and feet. These often overlooked parts of the body can be very telling. Pointed feet usually indicate interest in the conversation. If someone's feet are pointing towards the door, they might be eager to leave. Use this insight to steer discussions effectively. By mastering body language, you can gain a deeper understanding of your team's true feelings. This helps in making better decisions and building stronger connections. Plus, it boosts your own non-verbal communication, making you a more effective leader. As the famous quote by Peter Drucker goes, "The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said." 3. The power of silence. Listening between the lines. Silence can be incredibly powerful. In communication, what isn't said can be just as important as the words spoken. As a leader, understanding the power of silence can help you read people more effectively. According to a study by Harvard Business Review, skilled listeners are perceived as more competent and trustworthy. One effective strategy is to use silence as a tool for active listening. When someone pauses, resist the urge to fill the silence. Instead, give them space to think and express their thoughts. This can encourage deeper and more honest communication. It shows you value their input and are genuinely interested in what they have to say. In negotiations, silence can be a powerful tactic. When you remain silent after making a proposal, it puts pressure on the other party to respond. This can often lead to more favorable outcomes. A classic negotiation tactic described in Getting to Yes by Roger Fisher and William Ury is to use silence to your advantage. Listening between the lines means paying attention to tone and inflection. A rise in pitch can indicate excitement, while a drop might signal disappointment or concern. By tuning into these vocal cues, you can gain a deeper understanding of how someone truly feels. Pauses can also be revealing. A hesitation before answering might suggest uncertainty or reluctance. If you notice this, gently probe for more information. Ask open-ended questions to encourage the person to share more details. This can help uncover underlying issues or concerns that might not be immediately apparent. A fascinating fact. Research by the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, found that 93% of communication effectiveness is determined by nonverbal cues, including tone of voice and body language. This underscores the importance of listening beyond just the words. Silence can also be a sign of respect. In some cultures, pausing before responding shows you've carefully considered the other person's words. Understanding cultural differences in communication can enhance your ability to read people from diverse backgrounds. Reflective listening is another valuable technique. Repeat back what you've heard in your own words to confirm understanding. This not only ensures clarity but also shows that you're fully engaged in the conversation. It's a simple yet effective way to build trust and rapport. Leaders who master the art of listening between the lines can better understand their team's needs and concerns. This leads to more informed decision-making and stronger relationships. As the famous author Stephen R. Covey said, "Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply." Aim to be the kind of leader who listens to understand. 4. The truth in handshakes. Grasping first impressions. First impressions matter, and a handshake is often the first physical contact you have with someone. Understanding the nuances of handshakes can give you insight into a person's character and intentions. Research by the University of Alabama found that a firm handshake correlates with a positive personality. A firm handshake, with good eye contact, signals confidence and sincerity. It's a great way to start any interaction on the right foot. However, a handshake that's too strong can come across as aggressive. Conversely, a weak handshake might be perceived as a lack of confidence or interest. Striking the right balance is key. One interesting fact: a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people can make accurate judgments about another's personality based on a handshake alone. This highlights the importance of mastering this simple gesture. The duration of the handshake also matters. A brief handshake of about 2 to 3 seconds is ideal. Holding on too long can feel awkward and intrusive. As a leader, pay attention to how others respond to your handshake. Adjust your approach based on their comfort level. Another useful tip is to align your hand vertically. This conveys equality and mutual respect. Avoid turning your hand palm down, which can be seen as a dominant gesture. On the other hand, offering your palm up can come across as submissive. Observe the other person's hand position and adjust accordingly. If they offer a palm-down handshake, try to gently adjust to a vertical position. This subtle move can help establish a more balanced interaction. Handshakes also provide a chance to read other nonverbal cues. Notice if the person uses their other hand to touch your arm or shoulder. This can signal warmth and friendliness. However, it can also be a tactic to establish dominance, so consider the context. A practical strategy is to practice your handshake with trusted colleagues or friends. Get feedback on your grip, duration, and overall impression. This can help you refine your technique and ensure you're making the best possible first impression. In situations where handshakes aren't appropriate, such as during illness outbreaks, adapt with other respectful gestures like a nod or a slight bow. The key is to remain respectful and considerate of the other person's comfort and cultural norms. In leadership, a good handshake can set the tone for successful interactions. It's a small gesture with a big impact. As the old saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make sure your handshake communicates the confidence and respect you intend. 5 voice vibes. Interpreting vocal cues. Voice vibes can tell you a lot about someone's emotional state and intentions. The way a person speaks can reveal hidden truths that their words alone might not. Studies show that tone of voice accounts for 38% of communication effectiveness. So, paying attention to vocal cues is crucial for any leader. Start by listening to the pitch. A high pitch can indicate excitement or nervousness, while a lower pitch often suggests confidence and calmness. For instance, if an employee's voice pitch rises when discussing a project, they might be anxious about it. Addressing this concern can help you provide the support they need. Volume is another important aspect. A loud voice can signal enthusiasm or anger, while a soft voice might indicate shyness or insecurity. If someone is speaking softly, encourage them to share more by creating a supportive environment. On the other hand, if someone is too loud, gently guide them to a more moderate tone. Pace of speech is also telling. Fast talkers can be perceived as anxious or eager, while slow speakers might come across as thoughtful or tired. If someone is speaking rapidly, it might be worth slowing the conversation down to ensure clarity and reduce stress. Conversely, if someone speaks slowly, allow them time to express themselves fully. Pauses in speech are critical too. A long pause can indicate hesitation, while a short, frequent pause might suggest someone is thinking on their feet. Use these pauses to ask clarifying questions and show that you're engaged in the conversation. This can help draw out more honest and complete responses. An interesting fact: research from Princeton University shows that people who synchronize their speech patterns during a conversation often experience a greater sense of connection and understanding. This synchronization, or speech alignment, can be a powerful tool for leaders looking to build rapport. One effective strategy is to mimic the vocal patterns of the person you're speaking with. This doesn't mean copying them exactly, but subtly matching their pace and tone can create a sense of harmony and understanding. This technique, known as mirroring, is highlighted in the book The Charisma Myth by Olivia Fox-Caban. Another useful tactic is to listen for emotional words and the accompanying vocal cues. Words like excited, worried, or frustrated, are often emphasized differently. By picking up on these cues, you can address the underlying emotions more effectively. For example, if someone says they're excited, but their tone is flat, they might not be as enthusiastic as they claim. In virtual meetings, vocal cues become even more important since you can't rely on body language as much. Pay extra attention to tone, pitch, and pace to compensate for the lack of visual information. This can help you stay connected with your team and understand their true feelings, even from a distance. Leaders who master the art of interpreting vocal cues can better understand and respond to their team's needs. This leads to more effective communication and stronger relationships. As Dale Carnegie said, "When dealing with people, remember you are not dealing with creatures of logic, but creatures of emotion."